An OF creator that's so vile she got banned off of the platform.
My name's Tia Billinger. Your son knows me as Bonnie Blue, and I'm facing 18 years for life.
Tia Billinger, aka Bonnie Blue, was born in May of 1999. She had a regular childhood. She grew up in a two-parent household and she has a sister. She was a dance instructor in high school. She went on to marry her high school sweetheart and she worked a 9-to-5 as a recruiter. However, Bonnie was unfulfilled and she wanted more out of life. So she chose to get into camming.
I just wanted a better life. I used to work an office job, 9 to 5, sit in rush hour, get given 20 days annual leave. And for a while I'd accepted that. I was like, okay, this is what life is. This is as good as it can get. And then, when you start looking back on life thinking, am I going to get, when I'm in a care home and think, wow, I should have done something more. I shouldn't have cared about people's judgment. So I thought, no, I want to change that. I don't want to be scared what people are going to think about me. And I want to get freedom.
So how do you jump from, I just want a better life to, I know, I'll do that, because that doesn't spring to mind for me.
100%. So I'd relocated to Australia at the time, had 2 years off. And then when it came to going back into an office, I was like, definitely not, like it's just not going to make me happy. So I started off camming online, so just interacting with men, over a webcam. And I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed the interaction. It boosted my confidence. So then it quickly escalated to OnlyFans, because in my eyes, if I was making content anyway to put on this, can work website, I thought I might as well use a more established website like OnlyFans.
So mind you, during all of this, she is very much still married to her husband. According to her, she was making between 4 to 5K a week camming. But the problem with that is she could only make money while she was on camera. OF offered her an opportunity to make passive income and she went after it. And you also heard during an interview, she spoke about her self-confidence. Bonnie initially did not feel she was pretty enough to engage in X work, but her husband encouraged. At the time, neither of us wanted to work Monday to Friday. We wanted our life. We wanted more out of life. We knew continuing to do our jobs, doing the same, you're not going to change. Heartbreakingly, Bonnie believed she was not pretty enough and people wouldn't want to watch me. But Ali told her, no, you're beautiful, do it. Her ex-husband was pimping her out as far as I'm concerned, because ain't no freaking way you sit up there and encourage your wife to get online to seduce and have intimate conversations with other men while you sit up in the house collecting a check. Not only that, you allowed her to engage in content with other OF content creators. According to her, before she started OF, she had only been with 5 people in her entire life.
And when I first started, I hadn't slept with many people. I was very innocent and didn't understand half the terminology. And I still have to Google half of it nowadays, but it was more of a learning curve.
Bonnie wanted her content to be realistic and relatable. So she decided to go get some of that realistic experience. And she found out that she could make her content more realistic if she went younger.
Right, you have a very specific niche, don't you?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So, barely legal, 18-year-olds. Because as I started my content, I realised it was not necessarily relatable to the average person. And I wanted to make my content relatable. I'm just a girl, I'm relatable, I'm sort of the girl next door vibes. However, that does not portray online if I'm doing these rough, over-the-top scenes. And I want people to be able to watch my videos and be able to imagine themselves in it and, connect with it.
But Bonnie, you're not the girl next door anymore. You're not the same Bonnie Blue that you were years ago. And the realistic content that she's trying to see is going in a realistic STD. That's the reality. Her content is still unrealistic. She still has boundaries. She still has scenarios set up that she's engaging in. You got a certain time period in which you can be with her. When she was knocking down 1,000 men, each man got 40 seconds. One of the ways that she get these barely legal boys, she goes to popular destinations for schoolies, spring breakers, and freshers, so she can meet these college students. The first time this happened was in Australia when she stayed at the Hilton in the Golden Coast. And it was during schooling, which is a week after they've taken their exam and they're just trying to get lit. She was at the hotel and she had all of these boys DMing her trying to hit her up. It is around this time that she alleges that she knocked down 158 boys. Ever since then, it's been a go.
You have like a niche.
Yeah, 18-year-olds, mainly.
And you don't go 19?
Oh, yeah, no, I do. I do old
Okay.
like Kieran Lee.
Okay.
So.
And how do you do like check IDs, or how do you determine 18?
Yeah, so I'll go to events like spring break, or we have something in the UK called freshers. So it's you've just finished school and you're about to head to university and you go like partying. So I'll offer for free.
Are there people that have fake IDs? Do you check and make sure?
Oh, yeah, they have to check. So for me to post the videos, I have to check IDs.
Oh, so they agree to do, and do you blur faces or no?
It's up to them. Some of them won't show face and they just do POV, and then some of them want to show the face. To them.
Normal guys want to show their face?
Yeah.
That's
it's
insane.
a mixture.
Insane
Really?
to me. Yeah.
Like,
because now you've made a tape all over the internet for the rest of your life just to once. But it's a big step.
yeah, but there are people out there who could be like, that guy's the man, so maybe he wants that side of
Yeah,
things.
some people are like, I want to put my face to it.
But one tape on the internet is the same as 10,000. Now it's there.
Well, with a girl like
it's a
you,
big jump.
yeah. With
It's
a girl like
big
you,
jump.
yeah.
People need to bring back shame because Bonnie is 26 years old and there's no reason why she should be having relations with 18-year-old boys. Barely legal. And she's targeting them because they're young and dumb and full of They not thinking about the consequences of their actions. You up in there getting a couple of seconds and she's making hundreds and thousands of dollars on you. And it's really crazy to me that these men do not value themselves more. Because why are you so hyped about sleeping with somebody that's been ran through? The bar is in hell.
I let over 100 frat boys pass me around and use me as a... And I'm going to do exactly the same in Cancun and Miami. See you soon, boys.
I know some of y'all are waiting for shame to come in the room with us. It's not coming.
If you don't agree with it being 18, go to Parliament, get out my comment section. When they're coming to me, it's pre-planned. So they've already thought about it beforehand. They have to fill in 2 consent forms. They have to bring ID. So they've already been able to think about it a lot and they're fully aware. Like it's not a shock on the day, oh, I'm going to film it. They're aware they need to film it and it's in a controlled environment. You can't be drinking beforehand. You can't have done drugs. So when you think of a safe environment, it's the security on the door as well. So it's sort of, what about it is unsafe?
I guess it's the knowledge of how well informed they are. It's the knowledge that this is online forever.
Yeah.
And if they are 18, they've just left school. Do they have the maturity to be able to make those kinds of decisions?
Yeah.
Because that is a huge decision. Your sex tape being online for good, and like, let's be honest, you are earning the money from that.
Yes.
I guess it does beg a kind of power dynamic of are they mature enough to consent to that? I guess that's the big question here.
Yeah, 100%. The thing is with that then, it's if we're saying 18 is too young to consent, they need to change the law. Do you know what I mean? Like if the law's 18, I'm going to abide by it and I'll go for 18. If they change it to 21, I'll up it to 21. So when people have got an issue with that, they're sort of just putting their other problems on me. It's like, if you don't agree with it being 18, go to Parliament, get out my comment section.
Nothing that she's doing is illegal. Is it morally corrupt? Yes, it is. These young men, they know that they're consenting to being on camera. They don't care because they want to have this experience with this woman. Oh, so they can brag about it later on. But the reality is, she's the winner in this entire scenario. She's cut down on her expenses because she doesn't have to pay the talent. And it's endless because these young boys keep sliding in her DM. She doesn't have to share with another content creator. Do I think that she should be allowed to do this? No. Do I think that she's a predator? Yes. She's very predatory on how she's moving. There is a reason why she's going for barely legal boys. It's not just boys anymore. She's also trying to get girls to engage in the content with her. And she's putting it under the veil of she's trying to educate these young men and women.
Yesterday gave me the best idea. After teaching Julia how to be stretched out, I thought, why not do this on a regular basis? So I want barely legal girls, I want virgins, also middle-aged women that clearly don't do much apart from being in the kitchen and moan. I want to teach you how to. That way you can really learn how to pleasure your partner.
18-year-olds.
No problem.
Do you not think it's damaging to them?
No, usually they'd have sex unprotected. Somebody they don't know, it could be on a one-night stand, they've been drinking, maybe drugs are involved. They're going into an unsafe environment that they don't know. That girl the next day could say, hey, I didn't consent to that, or hey, you didn't know what you was doing and you actually hurt me.
Yeah.
Them having sex with me, I'm saying, look, use me as a guinea pig. Try and error, whatever you want, because I'm consenting to this and I want to educate you on a woman's body. Because yes, you can learn sex education at school, but how much do you learn from a middle-aged teacher?
So you're just like a modern day walk-in sex education lesson?
Yeah,
for underage children?
Well, no, because they're 18.
Well, barely legal.
They're using you as a dump. And a lot of what she's doing does not occur in real life. Just because you see somebody that you like online does not mean that they like you. Just because you slide into their DMs talking about, hey, I want to hit, does not mean that they're going to sleep with you. I'm talking about regular women. I'm not talking about these OF models and these IG baddies / scorts, because they'll let you hit for a certain price, which most of y'all cannot afford. I'm be the same, and you put in thirst traps in their DMs is not going to work in your favor. You thinking that you gonna go out there and use these other girls as C-dumps is not going to happen for you. You using her as a guinea pig is setting you up for failure, because there's no intimacy there. It's nothing that she can really show you based on the time frame that she has with you. But she also made some good points. Well, if you are sober, do not mess with somebody that is lit, because somebody that is lit cannot give consent. Do not just take drinks from people you do not know. Do not be sitting up there, they going around, they passing a bottle and they pouring it in your mouth and stuff like that. You don't know what's in that bottle. And I don't care how much you out here drinking. Most men have a higher tolerance for alcohol than women. And some of them be letting y'all get drunk because they know that your inhibitions is lower after you done had a couple of shots or whatever, and they waiting to take advantage of you. So please be careful.
When they're barely legal, there should be some sort of respect or like a boundary in place. If you want to go around and exploit your body, that's completely up to you. Like I said, it's your body. But then you're exploiting children's bodies at the same time.
An 18-year-old's not a child's body.
Barely legal. They're still children. My nephew's 18. He's still a child.
I'll send him to me then.
No, I'd absolutely never do that.
Hopefully I'll find him in my queue one day.
No, I don't think he will, because he has like respect for himself. I don't know if something
the men that come see me have a lot of respect.
They don't, unfortunately. I know you might think they do.
How many of you asked that I've slept with?
I would never ask anyone that you've slept with, because I don't know.
So you don't know that you've not got respect?
I know enough, but someone going and queuing up to someone for 40 seconds, they don't have any respect for themselves.
Sometimes they have longer. I do it on a regular basis. But the women like to judge these men so heavily that queue and me and everything else. No one's ever gone out of the way to ask them, how do you feel? Like, how does this make you feel? Or what's brought you here today? Nobody. Women just sit and judge these men for having sex with me without even knowing them. And that's one thing I don't do. I do not judge someone unless I've spoken to and met them. But women are more than happy to do that.
Bond, you don't know how them men feel. If they just get in 40 seconds with you, how do you know them? You don't. You just there to get them an experience and make some money off of them. That's really all this is boiling down to. I think the men that are engaging with you are just as disgusting as you are. They don't care that you done just had an experience with another dude. They don't care that you got another man's juices on your face. They just want to be a part of the clique. They don't have any self-respect. What type of real man wants to go after 50 other men? To the men, keep it a buck. Would you mess with Bonnie Blue? If so, put it in the comment section and tell us why. No judgment. Bonnie, I see you as a C-dump. Okay, I'm gonna let you do this to me. You can do whatever you want to do with me, and I'm gonna generate profit. I think that Tia Billinger is a deeply hurt woman that has had some things happen to her that she's not processing. She also wants your husbands to come out and get some of that work.
If you're a wife, keep scrolling. Okay, husbands, do not cheat on your wife with someone you work with at the gym or have connections with. Cheat on with me on the 14th of December at the Nottingham Forest game. She's going to think you're with the lads, having a day out with the boys. And I can just extend that fun by 15 minutes after the game, and she'll never know.
And what's crazy is you got a lot of men that took her up on her offer.
Because then you can come home, deal with your wife's whinging, you can get on with looking after the kids, and you can still do that part of your life, but you're just sneaking off elsewhere to get pleasured.
Oh, I don't like what you're saying at all. And you're a woman.
This is for people that aren't happy necessarily.
It's like if they're going to work and doing a hard day's shift, they need to be treated. And if the women aren't doing that...
You just think women should service men, and it's all about them being happy when they come home from work.
So you should be listening to my advice now. Say
your advice is so ridiculous.
Are you guys going to kiss?
I can't believe the shit that is coming out of your mouth. Honestly, it's so pick me. Are you that desperate for attention?
I am already been chosen. I am the main character. Yeah. I'm sat here and you're calling up from what? Your car? To your husbands and their partners, they pay my bills and my family's bills and have made me a millionaire. So
that one day when you get married and fall in love, you could be giving him all the sex in the world and he still may cheat on you.
See, that's impossible because I'm too hot and I'm too good in the bedroom.
Women can sometimes, and men can never get over that betrayal.
Oh, yeah.
And that destroys a person. So you're encouraging that, and that's what I have a problem with.
We all talk about being happy and do what's best for you. And if her isn't the best thing, then yeah, he needs to go elsewhere.
Oh, wow.
She a piece of work. And she's speaking facts because your husbands, your boyfriends that's subscribing to her account, their subscription is what's allowing Bonnie to make her living. It's allowing her to support her family. You could offer up all of the X in the world. If somebody is unfaithful, they're just going to be unfaithful. That's who they are. That is a personal decision that they make on a daily basis. And it has nothing to do with you and all to do with them. It don't matter if you change your whole entire persona. That person still is not going to be faithful to you because it's not in their nature. But she's also offering fathers the opportunity to bond with their son.
The son first, and then went to the dad, and I had the sons all over my face.
No.
You didn't wipe it off?
No.
Well, no, because it was in the room next to each other.
Okay, why did they agree to do that?
A bonding experience.
What kind of bonding is that?
Just like father and son.
So the son was 18, so the dad was, or around 18, so the dad was probably like, what, 45, 50?
Yeah, I think he was early 50s.
Did the son wait outside while the dad was going? Or?
No, so they both came up to my apartment, and then one went into the living room, and the other one went into the bedroom.
So they could hear each other?
To be fair, the dad wasn't that loud, so... Actually, they probably didn't hear each other.
That's not
Did
my
they
kind
walk in together, or like...
Yeah, so I'd actually slept with the son a few days before, and then he came back with his dad, and I thought, oh, the dad's coming to tell me off. But no, his dad wanted to turn as well.
Dude, W son. Like, if the dad's older, this is probably the best, like...
Yeah, getting your dad some pretty cool.
Yeah, and like, you're hot.
You're super hot.
So he kind of, I guess it's weird as, and I don't want to be a part of it, especially, like, respectfully. I think you maybe should have just taken, like, a towel and maybe wiped your face off.
Possibly.
You know what? Our mom, though.
Mom can't be around.
She is trash. She failed that family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always think like these loads of 18-year-olds that don't speak to their dad, or they're like, no, I'm too cool for my dad, or they don't have a relationship with them. And I think it's quite nice to have that much of a close relationship with your dad.
Are they sober when they do this, or is that a rule?
Yeah.
Oh, they have to be sober? Dude, that's a weird, like, dinner after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, with the mom.
No, the mom's not around. The mom cannot be around.
My thing is, how is that an L for the mom? If anything, in my mind, that's an L for the dad. Because why would you willingly cheat on his mother in front of him? You're setting a bad example for him. It's not funny. It's disgusting. And it's the lack of just morality. I'm not understanding how y'all getting off on stuff like this. Like, why do you want to go after your dad? I'll say this. Scripture say, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, so shall he reap. The type of deception and destruction this young woman, because she's 26 years old, is out here sowing. When she starts reaping it, it's gonna be crazy work. And the men that's engaging in this type of behavior with her is also going to reap what she's putting out. I know y'all probably think that this is the worst that it could get. It gets worse. So her stunts just increased. At first it was 300 men.
History. Okay, so this Sunday I'll be making history. I'll be taking 300 men and 1.5 litres of fluid.
This bump is nasty. And then we have her breaking the record of having 1,000 men within 12 hours.
Okay, so my injuries from breaking another world record. Split lip, bruised legs, blood blisters on my bum. Nearly left with zero eyesight. Like, my eyes was that red, I couldn't see. It was like pure blur. Every time I was blinking, it wasn't tears, it was just gloops of. And I think this was all thanks to a barely legal Bob girl.
This is her experience, but the barely legal Bob girl that she's referring to was actually quite traumatized from the experience that she had.
So I know I told you could just watch, but I think it's better if you join in.
I'm not built like you.
No, but you will be. Guys, take her.
The hate, like, when you're in the moment, like, I met her, she's a beautiful soul, like, sweetest person ever, hung out with her and Ryan and everyone, so sweet, but then you're sitting there, and when there are people surrounded by you that are literally actually you, like, you're like this.
Okay, wait, but were you in the middle for that, or that was before? I thought you were there pre.
Oh, I was.
I thought
there.
you were ski mask scene.
I was there.
While that was going on.
I was.
See, I don't think.
And I'm getting hated.
Well,
and I was in the moment, like, I was freaking out. Like, if you do see a clip, I'm actually, like, like this the whole time. Like, I brushed her hair.
But you were in the scene with all the guys.
Yeah. The hate is unreal, and I do regret it. I love her to death and her managers, but I'm so traumatized.
TikTokers say this. It's all good when you playing a hoe until a real hoe come by and now you in shock that you really gotta be about that life. Bonnie is about that life. She ain't playing as a OF content creator. She's doing exactly what the OF platform was initially created for, which was ex-workers. She's really putting in that work, whether you agree with it or not. She ain't fronting for the gram. She's still in a bop house. She ain't that traumatized. Because people that are truly traumatized about what that life is really about and they get a sneak peek, they walk away.
1,000 men, 24 hours. I think it's going to be a fairly quiet daytime. And I think when it starts to get into 7, 8, 9 p.m., I think that's when it's going to get busy.
It's absolutely disgusting that men signed up for this, but hey, if you like it, I love it. This is one of the men that, experienced it.
How did you find your experience?
And unfortunately, he just so happens to be black.
How did you find your experience?
It was simply amazing. Yeah, I was worried at first. It's my first kind of thing, first time, and yeah. As soon as I came in, the guys here were quite amazing. I was relaxed.
Amazing.
It was straightforward. It was quite smooth. Brilliant experience. I definitely recommend it. Guys, come on, next one.
What would you say to when we do the next event and somebody wants to participate?
Don't be scared, don't be apprehensive. It's completely normal. Obviously, get checks done, be safe, you'll be fine. Just have an amazing time and relax. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, brilliant. It was amazing. If the next one, if it's close to me, I will come, definitely.
Ain't no freaking way. He said, yeah, it's normal. What? Since when? Maybe I'm a little bit too green because ain't no freaking way. You standing in line to be one of the 1,000 people that got 40 seconds with Bonnie Blue. Some of y'all just be doing anything for nut. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. And you proud of yourself. What's crazy to me is y'all so proud about this experience, but y'all don't want to show y'all face. Bro, some of y'all need to seek help.
You slept with 1,000 men, not 999 in 12 hours.
Yeah, well, 1,057. I hit the 1,000 and there's still 57 men queuing. I couldn't say to them, sorry guys, I know you've just put in a long shift waiting, you brought your packed lunch, you need to go home. Of course, I was like, welcome in.
Okay, so how do I feel after taking over 1,000 men? I'm ready for round 2. My voice does sound a little bit croaky. My wrists, a little bit achy. My eyes, they're not even red or sore. My legs, on the other hand, do look a little bit bruised.
She a different type of species for real, because I remember when Lily Phillips, she did 100 men, 24 hours. And the type of experience that you see that young woman going through and how traumatized she was makes me think that Bonnie is taking some type of substance to keep her going and to hide her demons.
How if we feel empowered by something, we should do that. Yeah. I feel empowered when I'm disrespected by over 1,000 men. Like, I have to remember I was ill. I had to book that as annual leave to go and see them. Yeah. Now I get to spend unlimited time with my family and I get to do what I want to do.
Which is people.
Yeah, so if that includes 1,000 people that day, that's exactly what I do. Like, I'm in control. And I'm not saying this for everybody. I'm not saying you should 1,000 people, nor could you maybe do it. But if I want to do that, it's like my body and I take control of it. And as a woman, we all say about how if we feel empowered by something, we should do that. Yeah. I feel empowered when I'm disrespected by over 1,000 men.
It's like an act. Like, I don't genuinely think you could have slept with 1,000 men and be so happy about it.
Yeah, no, I was so happy. Like,
I feel like maybe you've done it for content, or maybe you've done it for like clout, or you've said you've done it just to say you've done it, but you
I can show you the video.
No, I'd pass on the video, thank you, because I think I'd be sick. But
well, then you can't say it's not true.
I'm just saying I can't fathom that actually being a thing. I couldn't imagine a woman happily allowing 1,000 men into her body and smile about it and say, well, I liked it. I didn't know.
So would you feel better if I was crying and upset about it?
No, I'd prefer if that's really your thing that you get off on. Yeah. That you just go and do it in private.
Well, I don't need to do it in private. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but
it's
you
like
shouldn't
going,
oh, I've done an amazing piece of art, but I should hide it away.
But it's not, because doing art and becoming a...
When you're dealing with the spirit of lust and perversion, one of the things about lust is it's never fulfilled. It has an insatiable appetite. So you cannot keep getting off on the same thing. It always has to escalate further and further until you self-destruct. That is how it works. She's about to describe to you what got her kicked off of the OF platform.
Cum bucket is two completely different things.
No, but it's very much art. Like, I see it as a performance. It's fun.
It's not. People aren't going to pay to go to a theatre and watch you get dug out by a million men. It's just not. It's not art.
I think you find my bank balance disagrees with what you've just said.
I'm saying they wouldn't put it in a theatre.
Well, I'm actually doing my own theatre next month.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you could come to that and you see the amount of men that pay to watch me be in a glass cage for 24 hours.
To do what in a glass cage?
Well, I'll just be like a zoo animal. They can come if they want to fuck me, they can fuck me. If they just want to stare at me, they're welcome to. But I'm going to be tied up in a glass box for a couple of days, and my body is for everyone. It's happening in June.
So you're going to get paid to be in a box and just let anyone do whatever they want to you?
Yeah.
And
Well, obviously I get paid once I make the video, but the actual act is completely free. I'm not saying, oh my God, for you to see me naked, you've got to pay loads of money. No, it's free of charge. Anybody can come.
Is there like a limit or a certain standard of man that can be around you?
No, as long as they're of legal age, like anybody and everybody's welcome. I don't discriminate.
And that was her pushing the boundaries. And she got a lot of backlash from people that were within the industry as well. I hope one day she realizes the trauma she's causing herself and so many women. Sophia Rain says, Bonnie Blue is ruining OF for everyone. It is no longer about women's empowerment via TMZ. First and foremost, OF was never about female empowerment. Cut the cap. OF was created for ex-workers. Many of women since the dawn of times have been ladies of the night, and they have never called it women empowerment. You slutting yourself out. Let's cut the cap. It's the same demon, just a different font. Y'all don't know. She created the Bop House. They got some explicit content out there too. These are young girls that are pimping themselves out for cash. OnlyFans releases a statement as it deactivates Bonnie Blue's account for defiant reasons. OnlyFans releases STEM statement as it activates she's gone too far this time and it's actually over. OnlyFans has deactivated the account belonging to Bonnie Blue. Yikes. She had her account banned after her most recent stunt where she branded as foul and has gone too far, and that is the petting zoo. In this petting zoo, her goal was to have 2,000 men.
Where? I'm going to be in the centre of London, but in a house.
Oh, okay. Not
in
like,
a house,
right,
in a
okay.
glass box, yeah.
I was thinking like David Blaine.
I mean, I'd love to be on the back of a lorry in a glass box, my way through the London.
Right.
That would probably be illegal.
Probably.
So I want to do 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
She's gonna do 2,000. That will have to be 24 hours with the same rules that she put in place for the 1,000 men, where she had group activity and they were only able to get 40 seconds with her. Do I think that that would have been a great idea? No. I do think that there are still TDs that this woman could possibly catch. To me, this is a super spreader event, if it ever happened. And some of you are probably wondering, did this event take place? No. It was supposed to occur on Father's Day.
Welcome to Bonnie Blue's Petting Zoo, and as always, I'm surrounded by massive... Now a real coming. Look at all these sausages. Ow.
It's like American Horror Story.
You do a different type of squealing to me. I'm really actually scared. Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
You go first then, Josh.
No, you got it.
No, I'll do it when you do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, in the back of my mind, I'm still gonna call Cap. I think that she's going to be doing something at that particular zoo because I don't put anything beyond her. And some of you are probably wondering, what exactly does her family think about this? Unfortunately, they are a part of the business. They are very much active behind the scenes, helping Bonnie along the way.
And even my family see how much happier I am.
So your family support what you do?
Super supportive.
So they don't like you?
No, they're super supportive.
But they don't like you. They might support what you do. Because genuinely anybody who cared about you
anybody who cared about you, mom, your dad, your sister, your partner, anybody who cared about you wouldn't encourage what you're doing.
I'm not saying, oh my God, go and sleep with 1,000 people. However, I'm an independent woman.
Of course
so if I decide to go and do that, they're just going to be there to support me.
Are they just supportive because now they just see you as an exploitation for financial gain? If you was a broke person, you lived in a normal house and you was doing this and you weren't making any money, they wouldn't support you.
They would.
They would reel you in, and I don't feel like they would support you. I feel like you're just...
I've known my family my whole life. You've never even spoke to them. Like I said, you like to make all these assumptions. Like the men are disgusting. Oh, your family don't support you. Yeah,
no, I just said your family do support you, but because
they don't like
exploiting you for an financial gain.
Sorry, my family don't like me.
No, they can't like you.
But I'm sat here telling you they do. So I don't care how you need to swallow that.
Yeah,
they do.
This is the thing. If her family really cared about her, they would call her out on her nonsense. People that love you do not stand by you when you do wrong. They tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, or whether you in your feelings. I have a sister. If my sister was out here being ran through by 1,000 men, trust and believe I would not be claiming her publicly as my sister. They be like, Amanda, ain't that your sister? Who? Nah, I don't know her. I don't know. Bring back shame, because ain't no freaking way. I've been a man. I grabbed the Bible and slapped the mess out of my sister if she ever in her life did something like this. On some real stuff, and I would pray for her, but I would keep my distance because I care enough about you to not participate in it. Money can only go so far. My biggest question to her would be why? Like, what is really wrong with you? What happened to you? Because anybody that has boundaries and self-respect, they're not going down this path. When y'all listen to some of these ex-workers and you see how broken a lot of them are, they have been through some trauma and they're not happy. And a lot of them have substance abuse problems. So yeah, she's smiling on camera. Yeah, she getting defensive right now. But what happens when the cameras are off and you stuck with yourself alone? That is when the true you is crying out. She don't know, yeah, my family supported. No, she had shame in the beginning. She didn't even tell her mother.
No, at first I did, but not anymore.
So you see Bonnie, when you told your parents what you do, how did that conversation go?
I actually didn't tell them. A video got leaked. I would have always told them, but like I'd only just started, so I wasn't ready to explain why I've chose to do this job. And you sort of had Summer explaining it, my sister explaining to my mum.
Right, and how did you react to that?
I was gutted at first, I really was. It was shock. I was really shocked because whatever I thought she would have told me herself, but it was just a shock because it's something I never thought she would do.
And what has Bonnie achieved doing it in your eyes?
Well, where are you going next month?
Yeah, we're going on a really nice holiday.
Yeah. Oh, so her making all that money, how has it affected you?
We've had nice holidays and nice gifts, but that doesn't bother me. She's happy, so I'm happy because she's happy. That's, there's no... If she wasn't happy, but she's happy, she's safe, making lots of money.
But wait, when you say safe, do you ever get worried when Bonnie goes to do these freshest things that someone's going to like potentially hurt Bonnie?
Yeah, I do, but I worked in a care home and I got knocked about in a care home and I could get mugged walking to work or anything. Yeah. So there's no difference. Or on a night out, you could get stabbed, anything on a night out. So there's no difference,
Like people used to be more inappropriate with me when I used to work in an office, but you don't sort of have the rights to say anything or you feel like you can't. Whereas like the people I see now, like adore me or they're like big fans and support me. So when they do see me, they've got that much respect for me and that just like happy to be around me. They don't really disrespect me.
Do you have security?
I do from now, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you not? Would you not have preferred her to have more of a normal job?
What is a normal job?
Would you not have preferred her? Well, you're quite intelligent, right? Quite smart.
Yeah.
Would you not have preferred her to, pursue something where she could use her brains more?
If that made her happy, yeah. But
so you're all right with her doing anything so long as it just makes her happy?
Yeah, as long as she's happy.
And safe.
Probably. Happy and safe, and that's it. There's no good having a job where you earn loads of money or then you're miserable. She's happy.
Yeah.
She doesn't work. She works the hours she wants to work, not a 9 to 5. She can work when she wants.
Okay, what boundaries do you have for her? What do you think is something that you're like, okay, Bonnie, you need to stop now?
As long as they're legal, isn't it, Mum?
Yeah, as long as they're legal, it's fine. But I can't stop Bonnie's going to do what she wants to do. So I'm always there 100% to support her.
And what does your friends think of Bonnie's work?
They're all just as proud as me.
Bro, you need better friends. For real, because ain't no freaking way. She keeps using the excuse of, oh, she's happy. Feelings are temporary. They change so much. It's the money. That's the driving force that's giving her the opportunity to do what she wants to do. But it comes at a heavy cost on her body. And her family are the ones that's benefiting from this. They're benefiting from her self-destructive behavior. When she initially started OF, she was getting 10K a month, according to her. And she wanted more. And once she started outside of the box and doing crazier things, she's now generating 600 pounds per month. That was like 814K USD a month. So she's generating a lot of money. She's become a millionaire. I think that they're purposely being dense when it comes to estimating how this is going to affect her in the future. And they're not being honest with what's actually going on behind this. What's pushing her to do it.
So you and your dad are on good terms?
Yeah, really good.
Amazing.
Actually, after I did the world record, as soon as I got home, my dad was stood at the door waiting to give me a hug.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He's actually super chill, but he's so innocent, bless him. Like, I am very open about my work because I'm so proud of it. So when I'm sat at the family dinner table, I will talk about it. And sometimes he just doesn't understand the terminology. And there was once I said, oh, BJ. And my dad didn't know what that meant.
She's grown and she's going to do what she wants to do. But I think that the parents are also at a disadvantage in the sense you really can't check somebody when they the breadwinner because you don't want that money to be cut off. People can develop an expensive lifestyle very quickly and it becomes addictive. So much so that you're willing to let someone that you love continue to go down this slippery slope. And it sucks. And I know some of y'all are probably saying, oh, well, she should find God.
God, maybe I do need to find God. Then again, a gangbang in the church sounds better than finding God.
Have you ever had someone come in, like, they went through that whole process, like, came right there and they just came out, pulled out a Bible, like, yo, I'd like to let you know about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
No, people do tell me to find God a lot, though.
She needs Jesus. Satan thing.
Who's that?
What do you mean? How do you handle that? Do you just tell them, like, yo, sack your man, bruv?
Oh, no, I'm not bothered.
Big man thing. You know, you got to be careful, you know. You might get struck by a bolt of lightning, bruv. Let me.
I don't need God.
You know what, God? That's her saying that, innit? You get me? So I'm good with my, as long as you know I'm good, God. Your thing is different.
Yeah, I'd like, please God, give me more and more facials.
No facials here, bruv. Big man thing. Shout. What, do you believe in God?
No.
It's all good till it's not. And may God bless her soul. As always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Stay blessed.